everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today we are going to be looking at the new Reimagined Carnotaurus and giving it a little bit of an upgrade. I do apologize if my voice sounds a little bit different. I've been fighting a cold, so I am still a little bit under the weather. But this Carnotaurus is so cool, I just had to get a video out on it. So let's start with the scan code. I'll let you guys scan it in your Jurassic World Facts app, so you can add this bad boy to your collection. And we're gonna go over a little bit about the articulation. So the arms can move, the legs can move. It is really cool. The mouth can't open and close, it'll stay open, but I personally don't mind. It is a really nice rubbery feel. So we are now going to paint it, and I'm gonna start off by painting the horns black. So you don't necessarily have to do this step. The horns are basically just the factory base plastic underneath, so they're not painted, but painting them in a little bit of black can help make them stand out from the rest of the body color. So I highly recommend this if you want to give your Carnotaurus an upgrade like me. So with the horns all painted, now I'm going to go over some of the claws that Mattel didn't paint, like the dew claw and the little claws on the hands. So the old Kenner figure had huge claws on its arms. It had 3 claws and they were massive. But this guy has the small arms that are more accurate, and it also has some little nails on the hands, so I'm going to be going over those as well. Mattel doesn't really like to paint the dew claws, which is a shame because it really does make a difference, but that's alright. I don't mind taking some paint and going over them. So now it's time to continue the color along the underside. They had it start at the neck and kind of end at the chest, and the original Kenner figure had it all the way from the neck to the tip of the tail, if I remember correctly. So I'm just going to take some dark gray and light gray, mix them together, and try to get the tone of color that the figure has. I'm gonna start from the base of the paint where it starts on the neck, and I'm gonna go to the tip of the tail, and I'm also gonna have a little bit on the back of the legs because the original figure had that as well. So I'm just gonna dip my brush in paint, wipe most of it off, and just dry brush it down on the figure, and it will really make a difference because I personally like my figures having a lot of paint. It gives them a lot more character and makes them feel more premium. So with the underside all painted up, I'm now gonna take a little bit of black and paint the pupils a little bit more slit-like because the original Kenner figure didn't have a dot for a pupil. It had these slits that were kind of thick almost, so I'm just gonna try to replicate that, and it might give this guy a little bit more character. So now it's time to take some white paint and add a little bit of light catch by putting a white dot between the pupil and the green eye, and this will add a little bit of life to the eyes, which I love adding to each figure unless I am using resin. The resin catches light all on its own. So now I'm gonna add the classic Jurassic Park logo. The original Kenner figure had the Jurassic Park logo, and I believe it was labeled as number 19. So I just wanted to add it on this figure because I think it'd look really cool. So I'm just gonna take an acrylic marker and just mask out the JP and the 19. With the JP logo all done, it is time to take some red, and I'm gonna add a little bit to the forehead. Mattel's Carnotaurus has some red splotches on the forehead, and they made theirs stopped abruptly in like a diamond pattern almost, and then it starts up again at the back of the head and blend into the rest of the neck. But I just kind of want this to be all red. I don't want it to stop. Now, when you open up the scan code, you can see there's a little bit of muscle definition, almost like dino damage, so I'm going to be very careful with this. So after that, this guy's pretty much complete. I'm going to take a little bit of watered down Mod Podge, and I'm not going to paint the whole thing, I'm just going to paint the areas where I painted. And after that, you have an upgraded Carnotaurus, and he is looking epic. I'm really happy with how it turned out. This isn't a big project by any means, but this can take your Carnotaurus to the next step and make it look a little bit cooler. So what do you guys think of the new Mattel Carnotaurus? I personally think it is really cool. Do you guys own this one yet? Let me know in the comments down below. I hope Mattel continues the reimagined line. I hope they make an Ultimasaurus. That would be super cool. But this brings us to the end of the video. I hope you guys enjoyed. Please consider hitting the like button and subscribing if you enjoyed this video and want to see more videos like this in the future. I have some big projects coming up that I can't wait to share with you guys, and those will be coming really soon. Hope you guys have a wonderful day, and thank you so much for watching.